Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Roblox has lost around $12 billion in market cap since the beginning of August. Golly gee, how did that ever happen? Well,
so was this around the time that it was getting out there about okay.
Yes. So the reason, for those of you who have been living under a rock, the reason that Roblox stock has been dropping off a cliff is there are all kinds of allegations that they are protecting predators, and they banned Schlepp, who was I guess a vigilante predator catcher, for catching predators. And then
he's a predator catcher for catching predators.
They banned him for that.
Official title.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna have cards printed that says yes. I'm a vigilante predator catcher who catches predators.
It's been a long day.
Who are predating on kids. So look, I mean, anybody who knows the deal with Roblox knows they have a problem with adults, interacting with children, taking those children to other platforms like Discord, and then unfortunately, very unfortunately, and sometimes gruesomely, taking those kids outside of the internet into the real world where bad things happen to them.
Right.
And now we've got the state of Louisiana suing them. And Roblox responded to these allegations that they're not doing enough to protect kids. And it was kind of a weak ass response.
It's basically like, well, the guy catching them did the same things that the predators do. So it violates terms of service, which, technically, yes.
But he also worked with law enforcement, and basically, I guess I would say the opinion of the internet, whether or not this is a legally binding, thing or whatever, the general opinion of the internet is, well, somebody had to do something because you haven't been very effective at getting the predators off your platform, right? Mm-hmm. So if they do it, oh well, because you're not doing it. And you don't, as a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, want this to get out to the media because, it's going to ruin your stock.
Well, because this will happen. You don't want to get out to the media because this will happen.
Yes.
So here we are.
So let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
So we got this stock site saying that Louisiana is suing them for endangering children with its online gaming platform. They're prioritizing profit over safety, and people are taking a look at the stock. I guess they're not doing as well as they were hoping.
It's interesting to me that basically the mainstream media didn't do anything about it really, or talk about it really, until Louisiana went after them. It was out there, but they weren't covering it because we talked about how they weren't covering it. And then when that happened, now they'll mention it.
Oh, it gets better though. Yeah, Chris Hansen's actually getting involved now too.
I know, we joked about that. We're like, Chris Hansen's going to show up, and now Chris Hansen's showing up.
He's very interested. Chris Hansen wants Roblox to have a seat. People are saying now this is scuttlebutt, but my daughter, who is into the Roblox scene, said that there are rumors, whispers, allegations that the CEO himself is into some stuff, and that's why.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that one.
Yes, I cannot prove that. I'm just saying that's what the scuttlebutt
I didn't hear that.
is.
I didn't hear that.
Why is he trying so hard to stop people from catching predators on the platform?
Oh, so people are just assuming based on that.
I think that is it. We cannot. I'm just saying that's because it looks to a lot of players and a lot of people on the internet who are just observing the situation that since they're not doing anything to actively stop predators, they might actually be participating in.
Yeah, well, I guess that's an understandable assumption. I mean, of course, this is an assumption, but I get it, because why else would you be so hard in the paint to not do anything about it? I think it's more to do with about getting sued. Yeah. Because if you have these vigilante people going out and, pretending to be someone they're not, which is what they're saying that these predators do. They pretend to be children, and you have all that going on, and they get caught, then they could technically go after Roblox for not, the fact that this guy violated the terms of service too to catch them. Yeah. And I think that it's more about a lawsuit to me than it is about, that being the case. They're just worried about bad press and lawsuits. Well, here we are anyway. Both happened. Both came to pass either way. So here we are.
Streisand effects. They tried so hard to shut this conversation down by banning Schlepp, and that they actually created a huge magnifying glass. And now everybody's looking at Roblox like, is it safe for my kids?
Well, they're kids. They're kids leading the charge on like change.org petitions and things, trying to get it changed. We talked about last time that the rumor was that they were going to start. No, it wasn't a rumor. They were doing it in like a testing capacity. That kids between 13 and 17 were going to have to submit selfies to prove they were children. And I was like, I get the reason behind it because they have adults pretending to be kids. But I'm like, do you really want to be telling kids that you have to, underage minors, you have to give them a picture?
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Well, there's it's unrelated but related. It's a funny story. So Kneon used to do caricatures.
Oh God,
this is funny. He used to do caricatures in the park and the local events, and people didn't want to wait, or the kids wouldn't sit still. So he would take photos of the children, and then he'd do their drawings. And they'd come back and pick them up,
fully clothed. Tasteful, smiling. So
he used to joke. He used to joke that, oh my gosh, someone's on my phone. They're going to think I'm doing something I shouldn't do.
Yes.
And then a situation occurred that required them to go to the police to try to get them to help somebody and get them to save somebody in time, which they did. So we're good. I'm not going to go in detail with that. But when he was there, he had to show them something on his phone. And when he opened his phone, he had to scroll past a bunch of pictures of the kids.
I just did an event, and there was like 24 pictures of kids. And
no, luckily the police knew me. They knew who he was.
They're like, oh, you're the caricature guy. I'm like, yes, I'm the caricature guy.
And then some of them, he'd taken pictures of their kids. You know, he always got permission from the parents first.
I always got like
he deleted some out. He would delete them out, but he hadn't had a chance to delete them yet.
I just didn't have a chance.
Just finished the event.
Yeah.
And the cops, some of them we've drawn their kids before, but if it hadn't been the fact they knew you and they knew why you had the photo.
It'd be like, why does this middle-aged man have all these pictures of kids? Yeah,
joke.
It was.
And then he went to the police, and then the police saw the pictures of kids. Yeah. Anyway, so it's probably not a good idea to ask for a bunch of pictures of minors.
No, that you're opening yourself. I mean, that's the thing too. Everybody's like, they're all like, oh, we're trying to protect the children. Hey, kids, send us pictures.
I get the thought process because we want to make sure that kids are kids and not an adult pretending to be kids, because that's the problem they're having is adults going in and pretending they're children. I get it, but there's not really a good way to go about it, I don't think. And there's so many things that in there to unpack that I don't think parents are going to be okay with, you know?
Yeah. So it gets, I mean, this whole thing is, I mean, I'm sure people are following this a lot more closely than we are, but
should have asked our daughter. She probably is following it closely.
Oh, she knows all the goss on the Roblox. Is that a thing? Is that a thing that kids say? They said, they didn't address the lawsuit directly. They said Roblox as a policy does not comment on pending litigation.
I'm sure they don't.
The message goes on to detail their safety precautions. We talked about that. It said, additionally, it's been reported that Roblox CEO David Baszucki briefly deleted his X account or lost access somehow, and now it's back. His latest posts have been heavily scrutinized and were subject to layers of community notes, some of which link to sources that state Roblox actively sent cease and desist orders to content creator Schlepp to allegedly block his child sex crime investigation into Roblox. Following the lawsuit and public outcry, the former host of To Catch a Predator and Dateline NBC, Chris Hansen, posted a video on social media in which he states that he, along with his True Blue team and Schlepp, is investigating Roblox for the alleged exploitation of children on the platform. Hansen has stated he's already interviewed law enforcement officers and victims of the alleged crimes. Chris Hansen is officially involved.
Chris Hansen has entered the chat.
Wow.
Damn. Now, I mean, look, to be fair, I'm not defending Roblox, but I mean, I get it's a very tricky situation because some of these people that are doing this is not just Schlepp guy, other people too. They're not law enforcement, even though they get help from law enforcement. I would argue it's the same situation for some of these, you know, homegrown groups that are going out to catching predators, you know, and real predators in real time that, you know, they're coming for thinking they're going to have sex with kids and stuff. And then they hand it over to police. It's a little questionable because then they could argue entrapment. They could argue you tricked them, and they're not wrong in that regard. Roblox can say that, you know, you're pretending to be somebody you're not, an underage child, to try to trick them, and that's kind of the same thing. And we can't like ban them without banning you. And I understand where they're coming from in that regard because I really think legally they might run into some trouble there.
Well, isn't
But
this?
there's no way to win this.
No, well, yeah. I mean, isn't this what happened though with Chris Hansen? I'm pretty sure that the reason that the show's not on anymore is because they were afraid they were going to get sued.
Well, that I think somebody killed themselves on camera because they didn't want to go to jail or something. But I think it's a very it sucks because I think what they're doing is right. I think it's the right thing, and in my opinion, but it's legally that's the problem, and I think there's a lot of potential legal loopholes here, and they might walk anyway. So they're probably just trying to protect themselves from that. But when you're a platform that works with kids,
yeah,
what they might have wanted to do was, hey, been like, why don't you come work with us, or you get police to work with you directly with us, and then do that. But they don't want that because this guy has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So I don't even know what the answer really is, but I know having children submit pictures of themselves isn't it. I know, getting rid of the people that are actually actively doing something to try to fix the problem probably isn't it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so does the market.
Yeah. The market is reacting because they're like, oh, this shit's gonna.
A lot of people are going to pull their kids off of it. And again, like I've said in every other video, I'm going to say it again. Roblox, like any other platform, if your child is on it and it's a place that has kids, there's going to be predators. They're going to flock to this because I know there's easy access to children. So your choice is to not let your kids have access to anything online or anything remotely involving a game or a situation where they're about your predators, but their friends are going to hang out in that and they just want to go play games with their friends.
Yep.
So your best thing to do is to monitor what they're doing, make sure you know who they're playing with, you make sure you teach your kids what to do, tell them, don't give any personal information, don't give your name, don't give your location, do not give your age, do not even give your town or state, don't give anything that can be identifiable for you. Do not leave the platform to go with them to Discord or someplace else.
No.
Only talk to people on the platform unless they're people you actually know. If somebody's getting creepy or weird and they're asking you to do things that you think are creepy and weird, then you go get an adult that you trust to handle it. You can play Roblox. Your kids can still play Roblox because a lot of times they meet their friends on there and they have fun. You can still do that, but you just have to be really smart. And parents are going to have to parent up and make sure that you're watching your kids on there and teach them what to do. You don't have to have their kids stop playing games online. You're going to have to make a more concerted effort to make sure you know what's going on.
Be a parent.
And then teach your kids. Because when we were kids before the internet, we were always taught, don't do about stranger danger. You were taught what to do, what not to do, what behaviors were suspicious. And if someone says this to you or whatever, what do you do? Or go get an adult. Don't get in candy vans with people,
Well, I mean, the first story I remember as a kid hearing about was Adam Walsh.
Right.
And he was playing Atari at Sears and somebody picked him up playing Atari and, we know how that ended. And so this has been going on for a long time.
Before that, and back then it was even that stuff didn't happen. So people didn't think, it wasn't very common. So people didn't think anything of it back then and then until it happened. And unfortunately, people are more aware when something happens. We just don't want the thing to happen to begin with. Yeah. So again, your kids can totally play with their friends online and they can go meet people online and talk and socialize. They just have to be taught, same as we were taught when we were kids, same as you were taught when you were a kid to the parents, what to do, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and how to handle yourself. That's all you got to do. Just make sure your kids know this stuff, and you can keep them safe and just make sure you know what your kids are doing. So that's all I can say about this. But Roblox is their market shares dropping. It's a really tricky situation.
Yeah, and what's going to happen though? The flip side of this, and I completely agree with it, the need to protect kids on this platform. What is going to happen is that they're going to use Roblox as an example of why we need more, oversight on the internet. We need to, do the ID verification, all that.
Why
stuff
we need to control people more. Yeah.
We need to control people more, and they're going to use it for other platforms. They're going to be like, oh yeah, YouTube's going to be like, see, this is what we're talking about. This is exactly what we're talking about, and then everybody's going to have and it's coming. There's going to be a digital ID and everybody's going to have like a digital ID, like almost like an NFT, and it's going to be your own personal whatever. But then they're going to be able to follow you all over the internet, everything you do.
Everything you do. Yeah, they can do that now, though. I mean, gosh, you just talk in your house about something, and then the commercials pop up on your TV.
It's a little weird that we have a conversation about like, hey, we should look into a Generac, and we're not actually looking on the website for Generac, but then all of a sudden all the Generac ads start appearing on the Roku TV. That's a little weird.
I was talking about something with squeaking the other day. I forget what it was. And literally, and it was something random, and literally on the TV, all of a sudden the commercial came up. And we're just like, well, okay, because my phone was nearby. So, I mean, it's already like that. But
yeah,
I just think it's going to give people that might not always have the best interest of everybody else in mind purpose and reason and justification for doing more shitty things. But anyway, it is what it is. I just think it's funny that Chris Hansen is now getting involved, because we were totally joking about that, and here comes Chris Hansen.
Interesting.
I kind of low-key love that. I don't know why. It just tickles me so, but we'll see what happens.
All right, so let's wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye, guys.
Attention, stupid humans. All orcs are evil, just like Gary Gygax and Professor Tolkien warned you. Series 1 of these orc enamel pins are on Kickstarter again for a very limited time. Pick your clan, join the Horde, and cause some mayhem. Go to badorcs.com. That's badorcs.com.